Hello and welcome everyone to Turner Gymnasium on the campus of the University of Lynchburg for this NCAA Division III ODAC men's volleyball matchup between the 27-4 visiting Randolph-Macon Yellow Jackets and your 14-10 Lynchburg Hornets. Hello everyone, my name is Ethan Maratsky and I'm joined by women's volleyball Landon Spots once again. Landon, it's great to have you on the call.
It's good to be back.
What are you looking at into this matchup against a really great Randolph-Macon team who's ranked 18th in the nation and a Lynchburg team who's locked up the 3 seed in the ODAC tournament?
Well, I'm looking for some revenge. Like, I'm hoping that they're coming out here looking for some revenge here, knowing that, they're playing a really good team and that they just need to come out and beat them.
We'll be right back for the national anthem in just a couple seconds. And we welcome you back after the national anthem. Lineups are getting said. Ethan Maratsky and Landon Spots giving you this NCAA men's volleyball matchup. Again, Randolph-Macon coming into this ODAC match, only losing 2 sets in all their conference matches. And Lynchburg have locked up the number 3 seed and are guaranteed to host a quarter matchup here in the Hill City. Lynchburg went to Randolph-Macon a couple weeks ago, went to Ashland and lost 3-0. Had a couple close sets, but ultimately Randolph-Macon pulled away and got the sweep. But like you mentioned before the break, Landon, they're looking for some revenge. I mean, we go back to the EMU matchups that they had. They went to Harrisonburg, lost to them, and came back here into the Hill City, had a really good 5-setter. Yes. And on the Lynchburg squad, somebody that we're going to be looking at heavily is Mason Kenna. 2 kills away from 500 in his collegiate career. So we're definitely going to be on Mason Kenna watch today. Other players that we're going to be looking out for, Will Rady, the radiator, the setter today, and Joshua Davis, the outside hitter. Landon, what do we got for this Randolph-Macon squad? Who are we looking for?
For Macon, we're looking at number 35, Bryce Matthews. He has a dominant performance in a recent match, as well as he consistently contributes in big kills on big runs. He averages a total of 3.38 kills per set, which is insane. But I think he's a top offense player. And then I also looking at Thomas Ebank, excuse me. He's a setter, and he's previous match had a 35 assists, so we're looking forward to those offense runs, and everything can go through with both of those.
A crazy matchup. 35 assists is something that is super impressive. Like you said, Landon, we're definitely going to be watching out for him today. Well, we take a deeper look into the ODAC standings. Randolph-Macon has locked up first place. They're 15-0, so whether they win or lose, they will stay in first place. It's closely followed by Roanoke at 12-2, and then Lynchburg at 10-5. They've locked up the 3 seed as Randolph College is at 9-6, but even if they win and Lynchburg loses this matchup, Lynchburg has the head-to-head at 2-0. They've beaten them twice, 3-0 and 3-1. So Lynchburg has locked up the 3 seed and locked up a quarterfinal home game, which will be super exciting in the Hill City. If we go back to the women's volleyball matchup, the quarterfinal against Bridgewater was insanely loud. It was a ton of fun to go, or the semifinal matchup against Bridgewater. It was a ton of fun in the game. I remember Kyle and I were on that call, and Landon, as a player, what's it like to play in that playoff atmosphere?
I will say it was nerve-wracking, it was intense, and it was a lot of emotions. But it was like good emotions and nervous emotions all at the same time because we really wanted that. We came so far, and I'm just really like looking back at that game. Like I'm just really proud of our team.
And this is a Lynchburg men's volleyball team who has really done a great job this year. This is the second year that they have been a program. And if you go back to last year, just 9-15, and a really short end of the season. Again, that was their first year. And then this year, I mean, it's completely different. Head coach Joshua Knapp has really turned it around, really added a couple key players. You got Will Rady and Joshua Davis that they brought in from Liberty, the Liberty club team, and has bolstered this team to a positive 14-10 record. You go back to the last matchup against Randolph-Macon, it was 0-3. Randolph-Macon swept in 3 straight sets. It was 25-19, 26-24, and then 25-22. So 3 really close sets. First one, maybe not so much, but a really great job from Lynchburg to keep fighting. And like you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Landon, we're going to be hoping for some revenge for Lynchburg. If you're Randolph-Macon, you're trying to lock up a perfect record in the ODAC.
Oh, yeah.
We'll start off with Will Rady on the right side of your screen. He'll serve this one across the radiator with a decent one. Get it over to the Randolph-Macon side. It'll be Ian Wagenhauser getting a really nice job starting off Randolph-Macon hot.
Yes, that was a good swing from number 12.
It's Wagenhauser, the senior from Glen Allen, Virginia. And serving this, it'll be Philip Van Essendelft. And Wyatt Nunez can't control that one. He's at the libero position today. Around him, it's Jeremiah Costello, Will Rady, Joshua Davis, Mason Kenna, and Jordan Filamawa. Van Essendelft serve this one across again. Quick serve or set from Will Rady. Joshua Davis going to try and send it far, unsuccessful. That set going to be too far outside. Lynchburg have their first point. Makes it a 2-1 ball game.
Yes, that was a good save at the net with Will Rady trying to save that ball from going over.
Joshua Davis, big serve from him every time. Another hit from Wagenhauser, finds some open space and gets Randolph-Macon their 3rd point of the first set. This time it'll be Cody Rogan serving it across for the Yellow Jackets. A big serve kept alive by Kenna. Will Rady back over to Kenna. Kenna gets his first termination. He's at 499 now, Landon, and we mentioned he was somebody we were going to be looking at. 1 kill away from 500 in his collegiate career, and that is just an impressive number. And it reminds me a lot of Kaylee Keough on your squad. She was just outstanding all 4 years of her career.
So outstanding.
Sam Pennington checks in to serve this across. It's going to be Cody Rogan to try and keep this alive. Pennington digs that one up from the middle. It's Josh Davis trying to dump it in, unsuccessful. Rogan serves it up for Carluck, but unsuccessful on the block from Jackson. Another block from Jackson, and a smash from Kenna, too far. He tried to make it 500.
Yes.
Got a little too eager. 4-2 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. I really like that aggressiveness, though, from Kenna.
Yes.
2 really good defensive plays from Bryce Jackson and everybody else on that front line. Costello keeps this one alive. Rady looked like it might have gotten into the rafters, possibly, but maybe some miscommunication, something. It looked like Will Rady was not ready for that.
Yeah.
5-2 now for the Yellow Jackets. Wagenhauser serves it across. Quick set from Rady, but too high for Bryce Jackson. He misses. They do get it over to the Macon side. It'll be Brinkley sending this one across. Nunez can't get to it. Looked like he didn't want to run in to some of our fans in the close side of the stands. Looks like a beach volleyball SJ down there.
Yes.
Oh, big serve from Randolph-Macon, kept alive from Davis. Quickly to Bryce Jackson. Another quick swing. What a point from Randolph-Macon. They have really come out dominant. It was Nathan Carluck on the swing, making it 7-2.
Yes, he's had some good eye on the court. He saw that opening in between the back corner.
Wagenhauser continuing his serve, hits the top of the net. Nunez, oh, they barely keep it alive. Wait, great heads-up play from Will Rady. From the back line, it's Wagenhauser again, and Davis can't control it. That was a monster hit from Wagenhauser. Randolph-Macon running away with it early. Another big serve. Davis can't control it. It goes into the stands, and a serving ace for Ian Wagenhauser, and a quick timeout called by head coach Joshua Knapp. We'll be right back, 9-2 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. And we welcome you back. A quick pause by head coach Joshua Knapp. This is his first year at the helm for the Hornets. Again, has really stepped up for this Lynchburg squad. Made a 14-10 record. Costello with a big swing, blocked by Macon, but on their own side. And Lynchburg back into the scoring column, 9-3.
Yeah, I like how Costello got it off of his hands just to be able to get it into the court to redirect that ball.
Costello, somebody who's gotten somewhat limited time for this squad due to a couple sicknesses, but it's really great to see him back into the lineup as he serves that one into the net and makes it double digits for Randolph-Macon. Brady Plucker will step off to the side. He's the libero for the Yellow Jackets today, and they'll bring in Mateo DeLuca. Not the first time we've had a DeLuca here at the Hill City. You go back a couple years ago with Tim DeLuca. This one back over to the Macon side. A quick swing from Van Essendelft.
Like a missed swing at the same time.
Yeah, maybe set a little too high, but point Lynchburg, and that'll send Mason Kenna back to the service line. And Mason Kenna, 499 career terminations as he sends that one into the nylon. Another serving error for this Lynchburg squad, 2 in a row since they've been at the line. Gives it right back to Bryce Matthews. Good serve, kept alive by Costello. Big swing from Jackson, and no chance that Matthews was going to be able to keep that one alive. Bryce Jackson, a huge hitter from that middle.
I like how he contacted that high to aim towards Bryce Jackson to try to get it off of his hands. It's
a little easier for people like Bryce Jackson. I mean, his height is really impressive. A big serving ace. There he is, Bryce Jackson, number 22 in white. I mean, the junior from Stallings, North Carolina, is 6'5", plus one of the larger wingspans that we have here on this squad, so can get really great height in that middle position. Another big serve, kept alive by Macon. It'll be Matthews, that's blocked by Davis and Filamawa. Here come the Hornets.
That was a nice block setup.
We typically call a Lynchburg and Randolph-Macon matchup in any sport the Battle of the Bees, but is a Hornet really a bee? Is that scientifically correct?
I think it's different. I think there's two different bees.
Another block from Joshua Davis. Just a 3-point lead for the Yellow Jackets now. And yeah, back to the point, I would consider them as a bee just because it sounds better. Right. You don't want to say the Battle of the Insects because, you know, there's some other schools that have insects. You go to Shenandoah, they're also the Hornets, but then when we play Shenandoah, it's the Battle of the Hornets. So, Battle of Bees here in the Hill City, second time this season. Oh, setter dump kept alive by Costello. Woolrady over to Davis. Davis finds some open space. Oh, no, they call it Randolph-Macon point.
I liked how he aimed for that back line. That's a good look from him.
Really tried to split that defense. Was successful. Just an error at the front of the net. Woolrady back over to Davis. He's blocked and out of bounds. Point Lynchburg. 12-9 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. The defense has really been stellar for the Hornets so far. 4 blocks so far and just set 1. Big serve from the Radiator. Big swing. Can't be kept alive by Mason Kenna. And Macon getting back into the scoring column. That'll send Van Essen-Delft back to serve for the Yellow Jackets. 13-9. Randolph-Macon that one into the net. And a serving error for Randolph-Macon. And that's really something you don't want to do, especially because Lynchburg really has been doing a great job clawing back into this first set. High toss from Davis. Big serve into the back, too far.
Got a duck there from Bryce.
Really good matrix move from the back line of the Yellow Jackets. Makes it 14-10. Cody Rogan. Big serve hits the top of the net. Kept alive by Kenna. Can Rady set it up? Yes, he can. It's blocked, kept alive by the Yellow Jackets. Matthews trying to keep it alive. Costello unsuccessful. Launches it into the back line. 15-10. Randolph-Macon. It was a dump from Matthews. A really good spot. Cody Rogan. Costello over to Kenna. Kenna! No, too far. Tried to get 500.
You can tell that he really wants that.
Yeah, he definitely does. And to be fair, I think everybody in his position would want that kill too. And you can tell that everybody around him is trying to get it to Mason. There's Mason Kenna keeping that one alive. Woolrady behind him to Costello, splits the defense.
That was a good ball that was put down by Costello.
16-11. Hornets went on a big rally just a little while ago, and they're going to need it again. Down by 5 with Sam Pennington at the service line.
There's his float serve.
Cody Rogan over to Carluck and a
big swing.
Yeah, big swing from Carluck, 17-11. Well, the Hornets went on that big run after head coach Knapp called the timeout. They've got 1 left. And you got to think maybe a possible timeout soon. Wagenhauser with the serve over to Nunez. Big swing from Kenna, number 500. Mason Kenna, 500 career kills in his collegiate career. Congratulations.
They're going to keep that ball for him.
Costello, beautiful serve into the back line, a misplay. It was Brady Plucker that kept the initial serve alive, but nobody there to get the second hit, and it'll be an ace for Jeremiah Costello. Another big serve, keeps it in, pokes this one across, and Kenna, well, Rady was trying to keep it alive, went into the scorer's table, but unsuccessful, makes it 18-13 Randolph-Macon. Yeah, definitely keep that volleyball for Mason Kenna. That's something he'll keep in his trophy cabinet his entire life. Well, Rady back over to Kenna. He's blocked by Matthews. The junior from Chesterfield, Virginia, gets the better part of Kenna and sends it right back into his direction. 19-13, Yellow Jackets. Nice floater from Eubank. Will Rady quickly to Bryce Jackson. It's blocked by Macon. Will Rady back over to Davis, trying to poke it into some open space. Unsuccessful. A quick set from the Yellow Jackets. Kept alive. Costello, a big swing. way too far, 20-13 Macon. Mason Kenna just going to dump this across towards Randolph-Macon. Matthews with a swing, can't be kept alive by Joshua Davis, 21-13. And the Yellow Jackets are starting to run away with set one. Mateo DeLuca will serve this across for Randolph-Macon into the netting. And a free point for the Hornets. If they're going to want to come back in this first set, they're really going to need to take advantage of the serving errors. Mason Kenna, 500 kills, now serves this one into the netting. So back-to-back serving errors for both these squads.
You know, that topspin serve can be really tricky at times. Like, if you hit it wrong, it's going to go in the net.
Bryce Matthews, Will Rady over to Davis. Big swing from Joshua Davis. Makes it 15 for the Hornets. It's 6 serving errors combined for both these teams, but 4 for Lynchburg. Really has been a killer. And those 4 free points, you take those away, and it's just a 3-score ball game. Bryce Jackson, one of the bigger serves on this Lynchburg squad. That one hits the top of the net, kept alive by Wagenhauser. Big swing from Van Essendelft, and that one's kept alive by the Hornets. What a rally for Lynchburg. Beautiful defense for the boys in white.
Yes, Bryce Jackson had that awesome pickup.
16-22, Randolph-Macon. Big rally needed for these squads, and it's got to start with Bryce Jackson. Another big serve. One hits into the rafters. Matthews and Kenna will not be able to keep it alive. 23-16, just 2 points away from the first set here in the Hill City. Another good serve, Kenna. Back to Will Rady. Kenna just trying to dump this. Caught Wagenhauser off guard, but in the end, it's a big swing from the Yellow Jackets. Makes it set point, 24-16. Landon Brinkley getting set to serve it out. A big swing, softer serve.
Yeah.
Will Rady over to Davis, blocked, kept alive by Costello, goes back over to the Macon side. It'll be Van Essendelft that will send it back to the Hornets, and Kenna hits this one into the net, and that will make it set one for Randolph-Macon. 1-0, 25-16 at the end of set number one. We will be right back for second set action here on FloSports. And we welcome you back into the Hill City. Randolph-Macon leads 1-0 in set count. They toppled the Lynchburg Hornets 25-16, a pretty dominant first set. Lynchburg started to crawl back sort of around that middle after head coach Joshua Knapp called that timeout, which ended up really working for them, but Randolph-Macon really got back into control and just ran away with it. Some of the stats for the first set: 13 kills for Randolph-Macon, over 8 for the Lynchburg Hornets, and then the attacking errors, something that Lynchburg led in 5-3 in favor of the Hornets. I say in favor of the Hornets, you don't really want attacking errors, but hitting percentage is really what is outstanding for Randolph-Macon. 476 to the Lynchburg 125.
You know, that was his only first set. As Coach Kevin would say, there's plenty more volleyball to play today.
Plenty more ball game to see, and we hope Lynchburg can make some adjustments. It'll be Will Rady, Wyatt Nunez, Mason Kenna, Jeremiah Costello, Joshua Davis, and Jordan Filamawa for Lynchburg. It's Landon Brinkley, Wagenhauser, Plucker, Rogan, Matthews for the Yellow Jackets. Will Rady back up to Filamawa, and he's blocked instantly by the Randolph-Macon Yellow Jackets, and they quickly go up to a 1-0 lead.
That was a good block shoulders for Macon.
Nunez on the dig. Will Rady over to Davis. Davis poking, trying to find some open space. Kept alive by Plucker. Big swing from Van Essendelf. Kept alive by the Hornets. Big swing from Filamawa. Kept it alive. Kenna sends it across from far. Another big swing. Costello. Davis keep it alive. Will Rady just going to send a dump. Another big swing. And it's Van Essendelf once again. Really great rally for both these squads.
Yes, Van saw that deep corner open, and he went for it.
Landon Brinkley serving it again. Will Rady over to Costello from the middle. Great job from Brinkley to keep it alive. Brinkley will send it across now. Will Rady over to Davis. Davis trying to force it across. Kept alive by Matthews. Wagenhauser trying to find some open space. Davis will just send a free ball. Almost hits the rafters. Would have been a Randolph-Macon point, but nonetheless, we keep going. Big swing for Matthews. Out and point Lynchburg.
You know, with Matthews, him cutting his arm too far had caused that ball to go out.
Really good analysis from our women's volleyball Landon Spots. She's joined us for her second time on the broadcast. It's been a mix of women's volleyball Landon Spots and Abby Barlow as the Radiator gets a serving error. Both of you have been doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Great analysis from the two volleyball players. You go back and look at that season. Both were nationally ranked. NPI, you guys were ranked 13th.
Yes.
Well, Rady Filamawa will just try and send it across. He's blocked, kept on the Lynchburg side. Davis is blocked again. Tries to keep it up. Point Randolph-Macon. They are starting this second set exactly how they left off. But going back to the women's volleyball, nationally ranked for the first time in program history. You guys went to your first NCAA tournament appearance in program history, and MPI, I think 13th is the highest you guys got, which is really impressive. Big swing from Costello.
Yes, I just want to say, we're really proud of my team, just be able to do that since we grew that program the whole time since I was started here as a freshman.
Kevin Cardoza took the helm a couple seasons ago and really has done a great job with assistant coach Thomas Chandler. Oh, big swing.
Looks like it got Rady in the face.
Ian Wagenhauser, big swing. Davis letting the Randolph-Macon side know that Will Rady's okay. Big serve, finds that corner, serving ace from Cody Rogan.
That was a really good topspin serve.
It really got that spin to stay in, finding that corner really. And if this is a baseball term, you'd say that you're painting the corners out here. And there he goes again. Oh my goodness, Cody Rogan is on a mission back there. Seven to 2, this is how we started the first set. Another good serve from Rogan. Will Rady over to Filamawa, quickly finds Lynchburg back on the scoring column, 7-3 now. Sam Pennington will check in for the Hornets. He'll serve this one across with his floater.
And of course with his float serve that he's known for. which I think float serves are really hard to be able to follow with the odds.
Pucker over to Matthews. Big swing right into Sam Pennington. He's laughing. Hit him right in the shoulder,
Yeah.
it looks like, which I'm sure to them it's pretty normal, and
Right.
it probably feels like they don't even feel it.
Right.
But for somebody like me, I'd get out of the way of it. They're getting in the way of it to keep it alive. I would have to step away and just say,
Yes.
you know what, this point's yours. You got it. Will Rady quickly over to Bryce Jackson. A diving save from Rogan. Big swing and out of play. It was Jackson and Costello on the block attempt. Point Randolph-Macon.
Going back to the digging off of the shoulders, you're going to have to aim your shoulders to just try to get the ball back in court. But if it doesn't, then you got to wipe your hands and be like, that was a good swing.
Another big serve. These Yellow Jackets really have been swinging it hard from the back line. A dump from Mason Kenna. And then a dump from Matthews. Kenna sets it over to Davis. Davis trying to find some open space, and he does.
Yeah, I like how Costello ran over and like he saw that ball drop, so he knew what he was doing.
Was a big set from Costello, or excuse me, Kenna. Looked like it might have gone into the rafters,
That's what I
but
thought, yeah.
really great job from Joshua Davis to recognize. We'll get the towels out to wipe away some wet spots on the floor, which is really important because if you don't know this, you don't want any wet spots on the court because it's easy to slip, and then that's a torn muscle, torn ligament. That's the opposite of what we want here in the Hill City. Injuries are just the worst.
That happens.
Yeah. Big swing from Bryce Matthews. Nunez can't keep control of it. 10-4 Yellow Jackets. This is a Lynchburg team. Again, we emphasize this a lot. This is the second year that this team has been a program. First year for head coach Joshua Knapp. Came over from Liberty along with Joshua Davis and Will Rady. And there's Will Rady again. Oh, little net joust at the top. Big swing. Philip Van Essendelf. It's point Randolph-Macon makes it 4-11. But yeah, second year program. And they've been very successful. The record doesn't entirely show. I mean, 14-10 is a great record for your second year, especially with how competitive this ODAC conference is. Wyatt Nunez can't control that 1 point. Randolph-Macon makes it 12-4. But this is a spring season where there has been a lot of success with Lynchburg men's volleyball. They're securing up a number 3 spot in the ODAC tournament. Baseball number 2 in the country. It really has done a great job. A big swing from Bryce Jackson. You go over to men's lacrosse, where they found a lot of success beating a lot of ranked opponents. You go back to that Salisbury match. First time Salisbury's lost, I think, since 2016 in the regular season at home. So really big win for the men's lacrosse team. Women's lacrosse has found a lot of success at the start of this season. They're going to try and continue that momentum. And all the other sports, softball's been doing great. Everything in the spring has been going the way of Lynchburg, it seems. That one finds the line. Randolph-Macon really is running away with it. You got to imagine a timeout will be called here by head coach Joshua Knapp, or maybe not, because if you remember, fans, the first of 15 points causes immediate timeout. Swing from Davis is kept alive. Rogan's set is blocked and goes out behind the Lynchburg Hornets, 14-5.
You know, I'm really impressed with Matthews. He has such a well-known surrounding of the court. Like, he knows. Good serve from him.
Oh, big hit. Costello, no chance to keep it alive. 15-5. And we get our first media timeout of the ball game. 15-5 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. We'll be back on FloSports. And we welcome you back after the media timeout. Ethan Morotsky and Landon Spots, 15-5, Randolph-Macon. They are really running away with it to start this. And a big swing from Jackson. A diving attempt from Brady Plucker, unsuccessful. Lynchburg back in the scoring column. It was a big run from Randolph-Macon. Go back to that first set after head coach Knapp called the timeout. Lynchburg did go on a run, kept it a little close, cut the lead down to 3. We're going to see if they can try that again. A big serve from Jackson. And a quick set, quick kill from Van Essendel. That's his 5th termination. Tied for 2nd on the team this game. Bryce Matthews has 7 as Brinkley serves that one into the nylon.
We got the Radiator back here to serve.
Will Rady, the Radiator, because he dishes out heat. Let's see if he can dish some heat towards the Yellow Jackets. A good serve. Oh, setter dump.
Oh.
Nunez can't keep it up. Tried to get the pancake. Really good recognition from Cody Rogan.
You know, Maya Green on the women's volleyball team, she was really good at pancaking.
We saw her. If you go back and look at the Instagram of the women's volleyball team, I can guarantee you there's a picture of the pancake that she had. I think that was on Code Red, if I'm not mistaken, which is where, if you don't know, Code Red is where everybody shows up. It's the biggest game of the year pretty much other than the playoffs, and everybody wears red. And so to have a play like that on a Code Red matchup, this one hits the rafters. Kenna just barely getting it over. Big swing from Cody Rogan. The setter tried to get a termination. Oh, looked like he was going to go for one again, but sets up Nathan Carlock and extends the lead to 11. But yeah, pancakes are one of my favorite plays because, again, as a baseball player, I was diving around out there in the outfield. So seeing a setter, libero, everybody else just diving to keep a ball alive, and the pancake is so awesome.
I think it takes a lot of skill to do that.
Yeah, definitely. Set to Costello, kept alive. This one hits the rafters, comes straight down. Macon recognizing it. They blow the whistle. They'll say there was a touch at the net point. Lynchburg lead back down to 10, but scoreline at 18-8. You really got to go on a huge run if you're Lynchburg. Mike Green also really good at the setter dump.
Yes. She knew how to find those corners with those setter dumps.
Lynchburg calling for a violation at the net, but nonetheless the play continues. Big swing from Matthews. Costello keeping it alive. Kapitanov has checked in. He sends it across. A quick set and quick hit from Carlock.
Like
and this will be, point Lynchburg. Like you mentioned, hesitation on the side of Randolph-Macon. Great job from Kapitanov. Two-sport athlete. Has played soccer, men's soccer here for the Hornets. Big swing from Davis. A quick set, quick kill. Rady can't keep control of it, and it's back to a 10-point lead. Big swing into the net from Cody Rogan. Lead down to 9. Pennington will check in, which means that he will most likely head to the service line, and he will. See another float serve from Pennington. You can spot a big difference between these two programs. When you look over to that Lynchburg bench, there's about 5 or 6, maybe 7 subs. And you go over to Randolph-Macon, and their subs go back to the door of the back of the gym. Yeah, a lot of substitutions they can go to. As a quick swing from Nathan Carlock. That'll be his 4th kill of the ball game. And here comes one of the substitutes for Randolph-Macon, Isaiah Johnson, a junior from Fluvanna, Virginia.
Looks like he's going to be a middle blocker up front.
One of the taller players on this squad at 6'6". Actually the tallest, tied with a couple of players. Big serving. Oh, looked like it was a serving ace for Ian Wagenhauser from up here. but too far outside. Randolph-Macon questioning the call, as I think they should. I mean, that looked like a good serve from up here. Costello sends this one across. Big swing.
Good pick up
From Johnson. Bryce Jackson will send a freebie over. Over to the outside to Bryce Matthews, kept alive by Costello. Over to Kenna. Kenna hits the top of the net. They say no touch by the Yellow Jackets, and too many touches for the Hornets.
You know, with Bryce Matthews' arm, like, you just, at that point, you just need to be able to plant your feet and just take it and be able to work with however it comes off of you.
21-11, back to a 10-point lead. Randolph-Macon really dominating in this ball game. It'll be Mateo DeLuca sending his version of a floater. Will Rady set it a little too far. Rady talking to the referee about something.
Yeah, it was like it almost like that he was over the plane of the net.
Lead to 11 now. Mateo DeLuca, another floater, almost got that, and that would have been a really great serve. Not sure if Bryce Jackson would have been able to get to it. Will Rady was turned around. But nonetheless, a serving error from DeLuca will send Kenna to the line. Big swing, and that is a serving ace from Mason Kenna. His first of the ball game and Lynchburg's third.
That has that big, powerful arm, too, on the team.
He's an intramural basketball champion along with Bryce Jackson.
They took that very seriously.
Yes, they did. I can confidently say, as Joshua Davis gets a big block, I can confidently say that Bryce Jackson, Mason Kenna took that, I would say, almost as serious as they do men's volleyball.
Yes.
Peyton Trujillo was on that team also. You go to the women's volleyball team, Kate Hardy, Emma Cash. S.J. Jans was on that team. Bryce Demery of Lynchburg, a former Lynchburg baseball player, is now part of that coaching staff, was also on that team. And that's the beauty of intramural sports, is everybody plays it. You got student athletes, non-student athletes, and it's a ton of fun. 23-14, Yellow Jackets, big swing from Bryce Matthews. Nunez keeps it alive. Costello from the middle.
Back row attack.
Back row attacks are difficult.
Yes.
They have slightly different rules. You can't go past
the 10-foot line.
The 10-foot line, and you can't go above the height of the net.
Yes.
So it's a little tricky attacking from the back row, but a beautiful job from Jeremiah Costello. They call him Germ here in the Hill City. Big swing from Bryce Jackson. Diving save from Plucker. Davis a swing into the Randolph-Macon front line and point Lynchburg.
Yes, Davis does such a good job finding those hands and being able to cut the ball off of them and be able to put it back into the court.
I want to go back to the serve from Jackson. I mean, that was a rocket, but what an athletic job from Brady Plucker to keep that alive. I mean, he was mid-air, maybe about 4 feet off the ground. Kenna dumping this one across, unsuccessful. Big swing from Matthews. Kenna keeps it alive. Rady just softly, lightly touches it over. Swing from the middle, too far.
I love how Lynchburg is getting that momentum and being able to keep their hype on the team.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 6-point ball game. Obviously not over until that final whistle is blown. And they're getting a lot of help from Bryce Jackson. These are big serves, and that went into the net. So set point now for Randolph-Macon, and that run comes to an end via the service error. Big swing from Brinkley. Kept alive. Will Rady from the middle of Costello. He's just going to poke this one over. Rogan, big swing. Van Essen-Delft once again, and that will be set number 2 for the Yellow Jackets. 25-17, 2-0. Randolph-Macon really running away with it. They're going to try and sweep here in the Hill City. Lynchburg trying to stay alive. We'll be back for set 3 action on FloSports. And we welcome you back to the Hill City. Ethan Morotsky and women's volleyball, Landon Spots, bringing you this NCAA Division III men's volleyball matchup between the Lynchburg Hornets and the Randolph-Macon Yellow Jackets. RMC leads 2-0 after 2 sets. Really have dominated in the pair of sets we have played. Lynchburg going to try and stay alive. Randolph-Macon, looking for the sweep.
Looks like we got Sammy Pennington going back to the service line first to start us off here.
Starting us off with the floating serve. Kept alive by the Yellow Jackets. Big swing from Brinkley. Still on the Yellow Jackets side. A net joust, whistle called. Point Randolph-Macon. Third set in a row that they've started off 1-0. Randolph-Macon really dominated those first 2 sets, looking to continue that. Joshua Davis's attempt to keep that alive went towards the scorer's table. They just sent a free ball over to Macon. Big swing from Wagenhauser, whistle blown, point Randolph-Macon.
It looks like that someone was in the net.
Possibly.
Yeah, looks like
We'll trust the referees on that one. Mason Kenna just dumps this into some open space. A diving save from Matthews. Will Rady over to Kenna. Back, takes a touch, finds some space. Lynchburg take the third point of set 3, their first point of this third set.
Lynchburg is starting off with a lot of one-arm plays this set.
See a decent showing for this Lynchburg crowd. We see a couple of sports. I see men's soccer, field hockey, beach volleyball. As that one touches what I call the candy canes, ties it up at 2. I mentioned that with Barlow. I thought of it because I as a non-volleyball player, I didn't know exactly what it was called, so I just called it the candy canes because of the white and red stripes.
I like that better than the antenna.
Lynchburg take a 3-2 lead in this third set, the first lead they've had all ball game. Let's see if they can hold on to it. Here we see beach volleyball, women's volleyball. Obviously, we already had that with Landon Spots here in the booth. Men's soccer. So good showing. And field hockey, Shai Schoons has made an appearance. Field hockey goalkeeper as that one dumped right down from Nathan Carluck. See head coach Nate over there on the other side of the stands, head coach for the beach volleyball team. And he's tall. That's a tall guy. He's probably like 6'7", 6'6". Big swing.
I think it's
Lynchburg
like 6'8".
Ties it up at 4. Yeah, I mean, he's up there.
Doorways.
I complain that I'm only 5'9". I tell people I'm 5'10", but I complain that I'm 5'9", but I would hate to duck down under every doorway that I go across.
Gotta strain your neck at that point.
Bend your knees at that point, squat down.
It's like we had to bring out the towel again.
We kept a counter of how many towels we had to have on a triple header with Regent, Randolph, and Lynchburg here in the Hill City a couple weeks ago. And of course, it was a hot day. And Turner Gymnasium, you might be able to see, not on this camera angle, but on our main camera, that there are little holes at the top which let the heat in, as that's a serving error from Mason Kenna. So it does get hot here in Turner Gymnasium. Not as hot as it is outside, of course, but the heat does start to rise, and it was a very sweaty day. 3 teams. Most of those matches went pretty far. And so, that one hits Wyatt Nunez. That one looked like it was going too far.
Looked like he was trying to duck from that one, but, that is just unlucky.
Too high of a velocity from Ian Wagenhauser. Yeah, the heat can definitely trickle in here to the Hill City, or the cold.
Yeah.
And that one hits the rafters. It was Kenna trying to keep it alive. Bryce Jackson to the scorer's table.
Those rafters are so tricky just to follow a ball out of there.
Yeah, one of the lower gyms in the Hill, I say in the Hill City, it is the Hill City gym. One of the lower ceilings in the ODAC, and so teams really have to pay attention to that. Davis trying to dump it across, kept alive by the Hornets. Will Rady with a net joust. It's going to fall to the Randolph-Macon side. A quick set and swing. Back over to the Hornets. Big swing from Costello, kept alive by Jackson. Will Rady sets Davis. This one is blocked. Bryce Matthews. It was Matthews and Brinkley. A timeout called by head coach Joshua Knapp. We will step aside 8-4 in favor of Randolph-Macon. And we welcome you back into the Hill City. Ethan Baratsky and Landon Spots. Third set of action, 8-4 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Let's give some more shout-outs. We already talked about Shai Schoons. We got S.J. Jans from the beach volleyball team, Kaylee Keogh. If you spot anybody, Landon, don't be afraid to call them out.
I see Parker Lynch.
Parker Lynch, yeah.
Volleyball.
See if we can call some other people out. As that
Kate
one,
Hardy's in the crowd from
Kate Hardy, yeah,
women's volleyball.
always at the men's volleyball games. That was a serving ace from Wagenhauser. He's really done a spectacular job. That's his 5th serving ace of this match. Trying to go for a 6th. Will Rady over to Davis. Davis gives it to Randolph-Macon. Swing from Bryce Matthews. Hits somebody at the net, kept alive. Will Rady quickly up to Bryce Jackson. It's blocked back to the Lynchburg side. Will Rady back to Bryce Jackson.
Bryce Jackson finding that open corner in the back is a key. I like how he always looks and has a good scene of the court.
It's hard to block Bryce Jackson once, and it feels almost impossible to do it twice. And now he'll head back to serve this one across. Big swing. One into the rafters. Kept alive by Plucker. And Brinkley can't keep this alive, and that one will touch an antenna. Point Lynchburg. Or excuse me, point Randolph-Macon. Net joust from Will Rady and Brinkley. This one will be back on the Lynchburg side. Rady serves it a little too far for Kapitanov, and a really great recognition from Van Essendelft. Makes it 11-5.
Yeah, we call that swiper no swiping. Be able to get that ball and just swipe it down.
I like that. Swiper no swiping. DeLuca serves it across again. Kenna over to Davis. Davis is blocked by Matthews and Van Essendelft. 7th block for the Yellow Jackets.
I was about to point out, Matthews is a top blocker on this team. I like how he sets up with that, being able to line up with that shoulder for the opposite side.
Big thanks to our production crew today. The cruise missile at camera, DeMont directing. And again, thank you to Landon Spots for joining us up here in the broadcast booth. Down at the scores table, you've got Aaliyah. Track and fields, Riley Turner. Men's basketball, Eli Thomas. And then our very own athletic communications director, Eli Schilling. Kenna's just going to send a free ball over towards the Yellow Jackets. Cody Rogan trying to get a quick kill. It goes back from Kapitanov's block. This dump will go right towards Lynchburg. A net joust. Will Rady can't keep it alive, and it'll be point Randolph-Macon.
Cody Rogan got some height off of that swing.
Yeah, that was a big hit. A really great job from Kapitanov to block it, but nonetheless went Randolph-Macon's way. Will Rady over cross to Costello, kept alive by Rogan. Behind to Brinkley. This one's blocked, kept alive by Brinkley. A diving attempt. Nunez with a sliding save. Kapitanov with a quick dump and a quick hit from Mason Kenna from the back row, but goes too far out of play. And once again, Randolph-Macon is running away with this third set. Serve hits the top of the netting, kept alive by Costello. Big swing from Davis, blocked and alive for Randolph-Macon. And a dump from Cody Rogan finds the Bermuda Triangle of Lynchburg players and extends the lead to 10.
You know, in volleyball, those dumps are hard to track and get because it's easier to go backwards, but it's harder to move forwards.
Safe to say that head coach Christian Taylor, in his 5th season at the helm for the Yellow Jackets, really knows what he's doing. Has gotten Randolph-Macon to number 18 in the nation and an undefeated record in conference. Miller Varley now in a set over to Costello. That one too far. Lead now to 11. See Cassie Blackmore in the stands, another shout out.
Yes.
Another women's volleyball player. Had a great season this year for volleyball, for women's volleyball. Big swing from the middle, kept alive by Nunez. Costello's gonna send a free ball over. Big set from Cody Rogan and a big swing from Van Essendelf, but blocked. Lead now down to 10. Davis gonna send this across. Hits the top of the netting, helps out Randolph-Macon. Diving save by Nunez, but over to the scorer's table.
That was a good setter's dump from Macon, excuse me.
Yeah, Cody Rogan, he's done it a couple times. He's been successful once or twice. Great heads-up play to recognize. Kapitanov, Miller Varley, and Wyatt Nunez. Well, Nunez will be wiping the floor down, but Kapitanov and Varley talking it over. As that serve will go out of play. A serving error
Looks like
for
he was
Macon.
going down the service line to try to get that deep corner.
Davis Luck checks in, gets a big round of applause from the Macon side. Senior from Ashland, Virginia, so native to Randolph-Macon's area. Gets another round of applause as he checks back in. He had to go back to the line to make sure our scorers table got that substitution. Pennington will send a floater across. Van Essendelf, big swing, kept alive by Pennington. Set from the middle, Joshua Davis, big swing. 18-9. Pennington will serve it once more. And too far. 19-19, lead back up to double digits. Nathan Carluck will check back in for the libero, Brady Plucker. Big swing from Costello. Did it get a touch? They'll say it did get a touch at the net from a Yellow Jacket and point Lynchburg. See Sydney Pickle on the other side, assistant coach for the golf team, alongside some other golfers. Big serve from Costello. Over to Tyler DeMerit.
Hits the candy cane, as you would say.
Yeah, hits the candy cane. The antenna. Tyler Demerita, sophomore from Rota, Spain.
Wow.
That is something that, as a broadcaster, you love to see. Big swing from Davis Luck, kept alive. That one hits the rafters, and they'll send a floater across. Big swing from Cody Rogan. He saw the opportunity, and he took it. As he'll head now to the service line. Big serve. Does it stay in? It does. A serving ace for Cody Rogan. Look at the face of the setter. I mean, it's all business from him. He's trying to get out of here quick. Hits this one into the net. A serving error right after the serving ace.
You know, as a setter, he has a really good arm for a setter. I like his hard kills and stuff like that.
3 serving aces and 5 kills for the setter.
Wow.
Which is something you
really
rarely ever see. Big swing from Nathan Carlock. Cody Rogan really has been doing it all. I mean, you could argue he is the player of the game for the Yellow Jackets. 5 kills, 24 assists, 3 serving aces, and 3 digs on the side. A lot of these players for Randolph-Macon have been doing a fantastic job. Bryce Matthews with 8 terminations alongside Van Essen-Delft, as that is a serving error for the Hornets, and the Yellow Jackets inch closer and closer to a sweep in Turner Gymnasium. 6 kills for Carluck and Wagenhauser, 5 for Brinkley and Rogan. You can definitely count Cody Rogan's performance as the player of the match. He's really been a stellar player for this squad, as Luck hits that one too far.
Yes.
23-14, 2 points away from a sweep. Will Rady sends that one across, kept alive by Kenna. Rady back to Kenna, too far. They're saying it got a touch, but the referees do say it got a touch. At first they said point Macon, but this one goes the way of Lynchburg. 23-15. Long way to go for the Hornets. Rogan the set. Landon Brinkley trying to poke it across. Too many touches.
Got Costello's hand, and then he almost blocked it, but he just denied it from going over the net.
The Radiator back to serve. It's a really great one. Plucker did a great job keeping it alive.
Looking for that back row attack.
A little too far to the right of the near side. Point Lynchburg, they're going on a little bit of a run, but 23-17 now might be a little too late, but again, it's not over until that final whistle blows. Rady, another good serve. Plucker, another great job. Another point Lynchburg. It was Davis Luck that got rejected. And a timeout called by head coach Christian Taylor, 23-18. We'll be right back for the end of set 3 action on FloSports. And we welcome you back to the third set, 23-18. Another good serve from Will Rady. Big swing from Aaron Schroeder. Takes a touch, no touch actually, pardon me. Point Lynchburg, just a 4-point deficit now. Really gone on a great run. Will Rady will float this one across with a top spinner. It'll be Brinkley that will send it across. Now back to Davis. Davis, what a save from Brady Plucker. A net joust, Kapitanov.
Off the hands.
Point Randolph-Macon.
You know, hitting the ball off those hands will really save you in those moments where you're just like, you just need to put a ball down. We call it tooling. Yeah.
24-19, set point. Davis Luck serves this one into the netting. First time Lynchburg has reached the 20 mark. Randolph-Macon won 25-16 in set one, 25-17. Looking for the sweep. Big serve from Davis. Gets it over. Rogan over to Brinkley, and that will be set and match for the Yellow Jackets. 25-20. Randolph-Macon sweeps heading in to ODAC tournament play. Lynchburg falls to 14-11. Randolph-Macon advanced to 28-4. They go 16-0 in conference play, losing just 2 sets the entire season in conference play. A really, really great showing from them all season. They look to continue not just through the ODAC conference tournament, but the NCAA tournament. Thank you so much for listening. We will be back soon for more Lynchburg sports. My name is Ethan Baratsky. Landon Spots, thank you for joining us. Thank you to DeMont and Cruz for working the broadcast today. Don't go anywhere. Lynchburg sports soon next week. Stay cool.